I've just started watching An Inconvenient Truth. It's only a few minutes in, but it's a good documentary. Kind of keeps your attention going. Very cleverly made. It's very cleverly made. Keeps having pops at the Bush administration. I suppose it's 2006 and it was made. So he does that very cleverly. And the montages are very good. So good documentary, but substance-wise, none of the stuff he was just talking about, a lot of ice there melting there. None of that's materialised at all. Like, there's still tons of ice in the world. It's certainly not as drastic as he was saying it would be. I'm about 10 minutes in, and he's given this explanation in a cartoon of how global warming works. Don't know if I'm seeing it the right way. Maybe it's going to be different later on, but for the moment, it seems to be the exact opposite. The whole thing about today's thing is we're talking like water world territories. There's just going to be so much flood, so much water, all the ice and everything's going to melt. But this he seems to be saying the problem is that all the water is going to evaporate.
Global warming, or none like it hot. You're probably wondering why your ice cream went away. Well, Susie, the culprit isn't foreigners, it's global warming.
Global wobble?
Yeah.
And just interesting the way that foreigners part. I was talking earlier on about having the pops, taking pops at the Bush administration. I mean, I'm no fan of George Bush myself, and never was. But if it was anything like by today's politics, like the foreigners was like a bit of a dig, I'd say, at the Republican Party at the time.
How do we get rid of the greenhouse gases?
Fortunately, our handsomest politicians came up with a cheap, last-minute way to combat global warming. Ever since 2063, we simply drop a giant ice cube into the ocean every now and then.
Just like Daddy puts in his drink every morning. And then he gets mad.
Of course, since the greenhouse gases are still building up, it takes more and more ice each time. Thus, solving the problem once and for all.
But
Once and for all!
So that would be a major change in the way global warming or climate change, the whole even name's whole change. So he's only talking, I'm sure, about global warming in the whole film. Now it's like climate change. But anyway, I was saying that would be a major shift that no one has noticed. If the actual fear at that time was that all the water is going to evaporate, maybe later on it'll be proved totally wrong and it's all about the floods or whatever, the glaciers. But what a weird cartoon to just stick in. Like, there's a part here that's just a bit weird. The figures look a bit funny. Where's it?
This is the present day era, and that's the last ice age.
He's saying basically over the past 650,000 years, the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has always been less than 300 ppms. And now it's gone up loads.
Here's what the temperature has been on our Earth. Now, one thing that kind of jumps out at you is, well, let me put it this way.
He's going to say it here himself, but you can see the close correlation. Although some very good scientists and physicists and the like would tell you that it's actually the temperature that comes first, not the carbon dioxide. But anyway, get back to this.
There is one relationship that is far more powerful than all the others, and it is this. When there is more carbon dioxide, the temperature gets warmer because it traps more heat from the sun inside. Now,
he's getting into all theatrics here now. He's getting up on a bloody cherry picker now to show how much the carbon dioxide has gone up.
It's already right here. Look how far above the natural cycle this is. Here's what it's going to be in less than 50 years.
I think he's just having fun on the cherry picker at this stage, to be honest there.
Within less than 50 years, it'll be here.
I mean, just look at this graph. Maybe it is kind of skewed or lopsided or something, but I mean, that's 400. So there. Like, there's no way. Maybe in 250 years, but not 50 years. So, sorry, Al, taking 5 points there off your documentary.